We are here with the one, the only Madison Pettis. We're going to talk all about her new movie, The Wrong Paris, which I was telling you before, I loved it so much. And
Yay.
You are so nice. What was it like playing this like kind of mean girl antagonist type of character?
I mean, it's always fun to play something that's not like you. I've played a mean girl a couple of times now. I don't know why they keep picking me to play these mean girl roles. I'm such a nice person. But yeah, it was really fun. And also, even though she is sort of like the mean girl villain role, I tried to make her still a little bit likable because I think to be a contestant on this dating show and be someone that Trey would actually consider picking, she couldn't just be like, full bitch. The casting director said when they saw my tape, they were like, you actually like struck a nice balance of being mean to Dawn, but like still somehow likable. So
Yes.
I'd like to think that I still brought a little bit of like, I humanized her a little bit and didn't just make her like 100% stereotypical mean girl.
The Wrong Paris, it's a rom-com and it's about this reality dating show. Are you a fan of any real-life reality dating shows?
I've seen like bits and pieces. I watch more scripted stuff than reality.
Okay.
But I watched, The Bachelor growing up. My friends like did Bachelor watch nights, and I keep up with the Love Island stuff. I feel like, I know all the Mamacita and all of those things, and I watched some to get ready for this movie. And I watched a little bit of like Southern Charm, since this character is Southern and it takes place in Texas, to get a little bit of that influence as well.
Was there any specific, either reality star, reality dating star that you were like, this is kind of the map, this is how I want to kind of play her?
I didn't base her off of anybody. I feel like I was basing her off of more like mean girl roles in films that I love, like Judy Greer in 13 Going on 30. I feel like is such a good mean girl that's like nice to your face, but behind your back she's evil, and I feel like that's what Lexi really is. Like she puts on, she knows the cameras are watching her, but when she gets down to business, she's really mean. So I was basing it off of characters like that.
You also star alongside Miranda Cosgrove, who was like you, part of many of our childhoods, and you guys must have been kind of around the same age when you started on Disney and she started on Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever talk about what that experience was like for the two of you?
Yeah, I was surprised we had never even met before this, because it's just such a small world with the Disney and Nick kids. But I always loved watching her. Her part on Drake and Josh was like very influential for my Corey in the House role, playing that sort of like evil little sister role. Even though I wasn't an actual little sister on Corey in the House, she was definitely that same like loves to prank the older boys and traumatize them a little bit, and she just does that so well. I basically was just fangirling with her on set, and like I didn't realize how many references from her shows are in my everyday vocabulary, like how many Drake and Josh references I say on a like nearly daily basis. I say emphasis when he repeats it like that all the time. We were doing an interview the other day, and it was something about lying. And I was like, well, I'm not calling you a truther.
You calling me a liar? I ain't calling you a truther.
And I literally didn't mean to say it to her. I like forgot who I was talking to, and I was like, oh my God, I'm like a fan. Sorry, I'm throwing out your dialogue back at you. Like, that's crazy. Yeah, she was so fun to work with and so talented. And yeah, we definitely had similar upbringing, so it was really nice to have that bond.
Is it true? Is there a difference between, the Disney Channel kids and the Nick kids?
I don't know what the difference would really be. I mean, I feel like, it was separated a bit, so like I know the Disney kids better than I know some of the Nick kids, but I mean, it was, super similar, sets and all of that, so I think we have a lot in common.
I thought the scene where you and Miranda were fighting in that muddy water was so funny.
Baby.
Can you walk me through what it was like filming that?
That was a messy one. We were looking forward to doing it because just doing that sort of physical comedy is such a fun time. It was raining that day, so they put out the mud in this pit, and it was supposed to be like kind of chunky, like clumpier mud, sort of you can throw, but it got rained on so much that it was just kind of like we were drowning in this big mud pit. But it was really fun to choreograph with her and have our stunt doubles help us, and she was braver than I was. When we were walking that plank, they were like, okay, we did a bunch of clean takes, doing the dialogue up on the plank before the fall, and then we would cut, and then like, okay, this is the take where we're gonna do the fall. And she ran on that plank. It was kind of wet because it had rained, and I'm supposed to catch her, and I was like, oh, cut, she went too fast. I can't, you have to slow down. I was like, I'm not running this fast on this plank. I'm scared to fall off of here. But yeah, we had a blast.
It was such a fun scene. And another fun scene, I have to know, how much practicing did it take to master the art of twerking on a mechanical bull?
Wow, okay, this took a turn.
Am I allowed to watch this?
Years and years of practice. No, I had never been on a mechanical bull before this movie. We had one like rehearsal day before we started shooting, and I practiced on it for like 20 minutes, and our director Janine was like, "You're a dancer, like you're dancing," and I was like, "Yeah, but I dance on the ground.
Yeah,
like, I dance on salt. Nothing's trying to make me fall while I'm dancing." So it was a new skill. And then we did some of us went to a saloon in Vancouver on the weekend when we were filming, and we did a little mechanical bull practice there. I just rode it like a normal person and not how Lexi rides it. And I fell off, and I had ginormous bruises like all over my inner thighs from riding the bull. And that was a couple days before we filmed this scene, so I have makeup like all over my legs because I was really bruised from riding it the normal way. But yeah, it was kind of just, me and Janine, the director, decided what moves to do, and we did, I think, just 2 takes. It was like the last scene of the movie that we filmed in Vancouver before we went to Paris, and it was hectic, but it turned out great. I was like, I think I blacked out when I was doing it. I was a little stressed.
I can't let you go without bringing up the fact that you were part of one of my all-time favorite Disney Channel crossovers when it was Cory in the House and Hannah Montana.
Yeah.
Now, there's been all this talk. Miley's kind of teased she's going to do a 20th anniversary next year.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
Please. If she goes on tour or does even one show, I'm there. I am going to that show. I would love to hear her do those songs in her tone now. Like, oh my gosh, that would be literally my dream.
Yeah.
I will be there.
You were like, because we're close in the same age, so you were like kind of that age demographic they were targeting for Hannah. What was it like to, when you were told, you're going to be in an episode of Hannah Montana?
I was so excited. I mean, that was kind of my entire Disney Channel experience, was being like, I think I was one of the only people on the channel that was like going home and watching it after working on it all day. Like everyone else was a teenager and like, might have been watching older, cooler teenage programming, but I was living the dream. I was like, every time I was around people, I was bringing things for them to sign. Miley was so sweet to me when we did Hannah. She let me have lunch with her in her dressing room every day with her and Emily, and I got to play with her dog, and I literally brought like DVDs and CDs, and I was like, I'm gonna need you to sign this one, and she was so sweet and did all of that. She treated me like I was like a cool 8-year-old. It was very like big sisterly, and she like let me hang out and always was like really nice to me and not like, oh, little girl. She treated me like she was I was one of her friends, and I always think back on that.
I can't believe how young you were when you commentated on the Disney Channel games.
Yeah.
If they were ever to do another one with that golden age of Disney Channel, era all the people from it, including yourself, and you could pick who would be on your team, who would you pick?
What a great question. I would hope they do it, because I was so jealous that I couldn't compete in it when I was on the channel, but I was just too young. It was like, everyone else is 16 years old, you're 8. Like, you can't compete on these teams. So they let me be the correspondent, which was also so fun. Oh, I would definitely pick Raven. Have to. I'd probably pick Brenda Song. She's super athletic. I work out at the same gym as her, and she's like super in shape, so we would kill it. Probably a Jonas brother. I'd probably like take Joe.
Yeah, that's a good one.
How many people were on these teams? I can't even remember.
Oh my gosh.
They were big teams. We also had the international Disney Channel kids as well. Like, there were kids from Germany and like all different countries that were there. Who else would I take? I would take Miley for sure. I would take Selena, my Texas girl. That's probably a really good roster.
That's a good
actually.
team.